As the plane crashes onto a deserted island, a war begins. The plane was full of British schoolboys between the ages of 6 and 12. A nuclear war has begun. Ralph is a 12-year-old English boy. He is a good-hearted boy and wants to conduct a well-civilized society while they are stuck on the island. Jack and Ralph fight throughout the novel. Ralph is elected as the leader of the tribe. Piggy votes for Ralph. Simon votes for Ralph. Roger, on the other hand, votes for Jack, not Ralph. Jack is also one of the oldest boys on the island. He is very upset when Ralph wins chief because he wanted it. This creates jealousy and tension and makes Jack and Ralph bicker throughout most of the novel. The conch shell represents the government and the rules that the boys have established. The conch shell is signaled to hold group meetings, and whoever holds the conch shell gets to speak. These are the only rules that the boys come up with when they get on the island. As Jack and Ralph split up to different responsibilities, Ralph gathers most of the younger kids and wants them to build huts, while Jack goes out and hunts. This causes most of the problems when nobody starts doing their jobs. As Jack and Roger and most of the other boys set out to hunt, they hunt pigs. This causes them to bring out their inner savage and become very violent with the other children. Piggy and Ralph become best friends. In the meantime, Jack becomes more and more violent. Most of the children on the island are very scared. They make up a creature called the Beastie, which is a fake snake. Most of the children get very worried, and especially Ralph. He worries that the younger children won't sleep well and won't have enough energy to survive. Roger also becomes more violent. Henry, a little boy, is playing in the water, and he starts to throw rocks at him. He obviously is excited about hurting little children, and even when he hunts for blood, not just for meat. Jack puts on his face paint and starts to dance. The face paint makes him feel less self-conscious, like he can kill more easily. He gets the other boys, and they all start to dance. A meeting is called to figure out why everyone is breaking apart. They say it's because of the Beastie. Jack calls them all wimps and crybabies and goes off to the forest to kill the Beastie for himself. Piggy and Ralph, on the other hand, stay behind to try to create an organized society. Yet, Ralph wants to give up being chief for Jack, but he cares about the children way too much. The group splits up, and most of the older boys go with Jack to hunt up on Castle Rock, while the younger ones stay with Ralph. The boys catch another pig, but this time they stick the pig head on a stake. This becomes what is known as Lord of the Flies. Simon wanders off into the wilderness and finds the pig on a stake. He kneels down and starts talking to the pig. He asks the pig if he is the Beastie and is known as Lord of the Flies. The pig talks back and tells him that the beast is inside the boys. After this, he freaks out and passes out. After this, Simon wanders off and figures out there is no Beastie. Simon comes out of the forest and then is brutally killed by the other boys. Even Ralph and Piggy join in. In the morning, Ralph and Piggy feel terrible and pretend like nothing happens. That night, Jack and his hunters show up and steal Piggy's glasses. They need it for fire, and they know that this is going to be the very last battle they have with Jack. Roger launches a huge stone off the cliff face and nails Piggy in the head, knocking him off into the shore to be stabbed by rocks below, killing Piggy. Ralph runs off into the forest and knocks down the staff on his way, knocking over the Lord of the Flies. He hides after there, knowing that Jack was going to come looking for him to kill him.
why you should read my book. Number one, it's very fun to video, especially for a girl. You can dress up like a guy, and it's pretty fun. It's about some young boys that get set out in the wild, and they just go all savage on each other, and so it really opens your eyes to society and how much we've changed since the past. And maybe even if we went out in the wild for a couple of days, we'd all act like that. And it's just pretty interesting and really fun and very life-changing. So you should read my book because number one, it's badass. Number two, it's badass. And three, it's badass!